Don't at me.
What I'm curious about, I think that some players kind of have a little bit of choke gene in them. And I mean, they're not like the obvious chokes. They're the ones that just kind of don't really show up. They might, be a little bit short on their jump shot at the end, or, just you're like, they're not quite a choke, but I feel like I have a hunch they're kind of a choke. Now
Gotta
those
shake your
players are
legs.
immune to it because there's not going to be any kind of a fan pressure. There's not going to be any kind of it's just silent. You're not going to have other people in the stands like reporters or other teams of other players, other teams be making noise. They're not going to have like strong rooting interests. And then on the flip side, though, I do think that there are some players that kind of feed off of that energy. They play up to that, and it kind of in a way helps them. Like Steph's not in the tournament, or he's not in the restart, but he's a player that would come to mind. Somebody that seems to kind of live off the crowd, and it's like as the crowd is, getting louder and more energetic, he's making more of his shots. I think they lose out on that now. Players like that kind of feed off of a crowd. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, if there's any kind of a noticeable effect on either of those things, or if it's just kind of a net zero.
Which is why I think that actually benefits the Texans, or I should say the Rockets. Like a guy like James Harden isn't necessarily like a choke, but him not having to feed off of like the booing may help. Like plus they actually had a pretty good break. Him and Russell Westbrook having fresh legs could help. So we'll see.
And Eric Gordon healthy, never like those three have never been healthy. All like I'm very hype on the Rockets. Like very.
Especially because it seemed like right when the league was starting to kind of figure out the small ball thing, like 2 games they lose, right, pretty bad, and then the league shuts down. And I feel like this new style, and I've seen it so far in the scrimmages from my eyes, and again, it's scrimmage, so it's a little bit more loosey-goosey anyway, but I feel like these games are going to play more like street ball. Not like type, maybe, but I think it's going to just be more a little bit loose, a little bit more just kind of freestyle, whatever. I don't think it's going to be that organized offense as much as you would usually see.
I do think people are going to be like, guys are going to be so locked in because they're just in that bubble 24/7. I feel like even as soon as the season starts, I feel like it's going to feel like playoff intensity. I feel like it might be kind of like, maybe looser, like game plan wise, but I think because the guys are doing nothing but just in there, like hooping, and it's already teams that are, the 8 worst teams have been eliminated and aren't participating. So everybody is still alive. I feel like the intensity is going to be like playoff wise right off the jump. And I'm hyped for the Rockets because we're just healthy. The break couldn't have came at a better time for us, really.
Yeah, and I mean with Russ and then maybe Harden, I heard he had COVID, but nobody ever seemed to confirm it, so I don't know either way. But I almost kind of feel like you want to get it out of the way, right? Like, hey, just in case you have a bad case, like, hey, get it out of the way before the season even starts, So,
Sure.
I mean, if you're in the finals and then it's like LeBron gets it, it's like, oh shit, I kind of have like a sore, I shouldn't play. Or I mean, you're already quarantined, right? Like they're going to quarantine players that get it. So, I mean, you don't have any reason to believe that somebody will get it while they're in the bubble because they've been very secure, unless you're Lou Williams. But, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Speaking of Lou Williams, did y'all see y'all of course heard about the Magic City trip, right?
Right.
Yeah,
he was just getting some food, man.
What's up on the scandal though? Like he didn't from what I read, it seemed like he just picking up a to-go order and heading out. At least that's what he said. But it's like
totally possible
because they have talking about.
They have a good kitchen there from what I hear or whatever. So and then it was some rapper posted video or posted to his story, and
he deleted it though.
So he tried to say it was from last year. He's like, nah, never mind, that was from last year.
But they had the masks that the bubble gave out.
Yeah. So stupid. But also it's like that guy, fuck that guy, man. You gotta think about that shit.
Sneak snitching.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
His
so
name's Jack
are
Harlow,
the lemon pepper wings they're really named after Lou Williams? Because that is also what I heard. And even Paul Pierce brought it up on ESPN, and he was saying, he was like, "Hey man, if you're Lou Williams eating the Lou Williams lemon pepper wings," he was like, "you don't get those to go. You go inside and you eat those wings inside of Magic City." So I think he was inside.
Has anybody had those wings is my question. I haven't been to Magic City. I've been to Atlanta one time.
Yelp review right now. I'm going to it now.
Yelp review. Yeah, get the wings Yelp review. Let's see what it's about.
All right.
Yeah, what do you think? You think there was any foul play, or you think he was just in and out?
I definitely think there was foul play. I mean, like Paul Pierce said, there's no way you go just for the wings, especially if you have that notoriety in Magic City. That's pretty much his stomping ground. So, but I would say I heard like the catfish nuggets, the wings, tenders, all that stuff is fire. So let's see.
Hey,
5 stars only.
Gary,
What's good?
where the fuck are you? Why are you not on my screen?
Oh, really?
Huh?
I don't know.
For some reason, Gary's not showing up on my screen. Hold on, I'll try to fix it.
Showing on
Man. That's
mine.
all I had to ask. I was like, what the? Why is Gary?
Nah, it's good. We're good.
Oh
Lemon
yeah.
pepper wings. Perkins tried to call him out too. Perkins tried to call him out. He said, admittedly, those wings are fire, but come on now. And he was comparing him to Zion, saying that Zion was showing more maturity. Lou Williams didn't like that. He was tweeting back at him, but I don't know. I mean, people don't have anything to talk about, so that's what they want to talk about. But I don't know. I feel like sure, maybe you go in and out, but you're at least gonna stare at some titties for a little bit. I feel like that's what you're going there for. That's I don't know. I feel like you're gonna stand there for a minute, right?
All right, bro. So listen to this. I looked up the menu at the Magic City Kitchen, and they got the Louwill Lemon Pepper Barbecue Wings on the menu. So he was there to get his own wings. I mean, I feel like the man deserved it. I mean, he could have Uber Eats, but I mean, his name's on the menu. He's got to be there.
So I'll pull it up now. Do you think Louwill? There it is, right there. Do you think that this was the name before, or do you think this has since been updated? Did they prove that this
No way, dude. No way. It was definitely before.
Yeah.
They didn't just do that.
I'm reading this article.
So then my question is then, how is he going to say that he didn't go there then to kind of, peep his wings and chill for a while? Alan, do you really think he was just in and out or nah?
I don't know. I'm not gonna comment when I don't know the facts.
Like,
No, but I mean, it's like obviously, he fucked up the bubble. He is not excusable. The other guy is a dick for posting the shit, but also Louwill is a dick for going to Magic City, and he should. If they didn't allow him to play for this season, I think that would be totally reasonable. You have to take the bubble seriously, or else nobody's gonna get to play, and it fucks the money up for everyone. It fucks the whole season up. So you can't have dudes oh well, it's okay, and now we'll give them a quarantine, and because then everybody's gonna start slipping. Especially if you lose 2 or 3 games, you're gonna be like, fuck bubble life. We're not doing shit. We're the Blazers or whatever. You know what I mean? Melo will probably be like, Louwill, let's go. You got to respect the bubble, and Louwill, he perforated the bubble, and if he doesn't play anymore the rest of the season, I feel like that's totally fine. I feel like if they can do something and make sure he's healthy, okay, but I could see them not letting him play, and I think that would be okay, because you can't fuck up the bubble.
I'm with it too, because he's not on the Rockets. I feel you there, Alan.
Yeah. Hey, all right.
If Harden leaves,
my piece on the bubble is you're right. You absolutely right, Alan. We gotta shit gotta get real. You know what I'm saying? It has to be taken seriously.
Right. If you don't take it seriously, what's the point?
If coronavirus is gonna be a problem for the game, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gotta take off and all that shit like that. If that's gonna be a problem, you have to stay in that fucking bubble. You have to like really. That's where all the fines and shit. Because I mean, they give them everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like going to school. It's literally like going to school. I mean, like you gotta think these people are getting paid to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? They work for that company. Like that's like you working for in that building. You know what I'm saying? On that campus or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay on that campus or whatever. You know, you have your freedoms or whatnot. You know, but I feel like that has to be like earned. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to like kind of show that okay, you can have a visitor and shit like that. It has to go back to like college. Like you gotta think all these guys are young and shit like that. It's just an extension of fucking college. Like yeah, you're a grown ass man, but you work for this company. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta respect how this is going because this is a pandemic going on. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, we in this bubble for a reason. It's Sandy's house. Sandy
you got to make an example out of him.
What you say?
So they got to make an example out of him for anybody else to make it seriously, whether it be in this league or the next league. But I mean, everything you're saying is absolutely right, both of y'all. But I think that like they got to make an example out of him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
full disclosure.
Or
this is coming from 4 Rockets fans and a Lakers fan. So it's in all of our best interest that Lou Williams is not there anymore.
Did y'all really think the Rockets got a chance?
I think
being in bubble,
the street ball style, you're always gonna have a puncher's chance, especially when you got Harden and Westbrook.
But bitch, you're gonna get fined out the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like nigga, let's get serious about this shit because so we can enjoy this shit. So y'all can get the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
what good is it doing if you gotta fucking sit home and go home? That's like getting suspended and shit from school. That's the dumbest shit in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Because MLB players ain't getting their full bag. It's already half cut. And then NFL, dude, you already know how the NFL is. They're not cutting no checks. If anything, they're like, yeah, make the season shorter.
So if it's going to be like that, you got to lay down rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a campus lifestyle. You got to be locked down there. Seriously. Or like, nigga, you're not going to play? Load management. That's how you handle load management. Like, bitch, all right, you don't want to play? Fuck up.
No play, no pay.
I will say this though, the NBA Bubble Life Twitter. Have y'all seen that? Chance put us on actually.
That right there is fucking genius. That's some genius fucking shit.
That is a good feed.
Yeah, y'all gotta understand. Remember what I was saying? Remember what I was saying? Like when this shit kind of started. Like I don't even know if that podcast actually got put out. Yeah, matter of fact, that was going back to a podcast that you guys have never even seen. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still like recorded somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But when this pandemic started, like I was like, yo, this is it, guys. Like this is how it's gonna be, you know, in a nutshell. And you know, everything is adapting for like the real. You know, you got shit like Bubble Life and shit like this is fucking fun. This is fun. We're making our lives fun. We finally getting it. You know what I'm saying?
One dude posted.
We're finally coming around. People are like being okay with this shit.
Bro, honestly, I've been really, I don't know if y'all watched JaVale's show and then some other guy from the 76ers. They got the YouTube blogs, man. Those are pretty funny and they're good. I love to see it. And it's just great. I remember when I was growing up, and I mean, we're all from the same time. I'm sure y'all thought the same thing. Growing up, I was always like, man, I wonder what Michael Jordan's doing right now. I wonder what Kobe Bryant's doing right now. And it's so crazy that you could like see it now. It's like, it's Twitter or Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, and that shit should be like all public figures. Their lives, like, I mean, it's already pretty public, but it should be like extra public. You know what I'm saying? Because these people are creeps behind the scenes, you know, like most of them are, you know what I'm saying? So like that nigga, like that shit should be documented and shit, you know, if that's because that's how life is right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like that with themselves. And if you're making money off of it, I'm spending money on you and shit, I should be able to know what the fuck you doing every fucking day.
24/7.
In a way, in some type of way, you know what I'm saying? Not to any extreme, but in some type of way.
These wings look fire though.
Little, like kind of part in the middle of your beard, like box it out a little bit more. and like put a bandana on and kind of back up, and we'll just front like we got LeBron on the pod. I dig the beard though. That's why I'm jealous of the beard. But I feel like for a minute I was like, oh shit, we got LeBron on this bitch.